The U.S. Border Patrol has exciting and rewarding career opportunities with the nation's largest law enforcement organization. Earn great pay with outstanding federal benefits and up to $20,000 in recruitment incentives. Learn more online at cbp.gov/career/USBP.
On today's Smart 7, good news for Mini fans, calls to ban dangerous bully bread and lots more. It's Tuesday the 12th of September. It's International Crochet Day and happy birthday Jennifer Hudson.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
There was good news for the British economy on Monday as BMW announced plans to ramp up production of the Mini at its plant near Oxford. The plan will see an investment of £600 million so that electric Minis can be produced in the UK and will mean 4,000 jobs are secured. It's a U-turn from their previous announcement that the new electric models will be made in China. That good news, however, got dragged into the ongoing row about the UK's relationship with China after the recent parliamentary spying arrest, and Business and Trade Secretary Kemi Badenoch was asked about BMW's Chinese business partner and what the implications might be.
I don't think that money does come with a spy threat. I think that that is a challenge that we have to be alert to constantly, irrespective of who we're doing business with and exactly how we're carrying out that business.
Rishi Sunak says he's raised a spying question with the Chinese PM at the G20 summit, but Labour leader Keir Starmer sounded sceptical.
There's a very big question now for the Prime Minister, which is, was this raised when these arrests took place back in March? Or has it only been raised now that it's come into the public domain? I think that's the central question that needs to be answered by the Prime Minister.
Despite the incident, China is still set to be invited to the International AI Summit in the UK in November. But Chancellor Jeremy Hunt told Bloomberg that the government is taking the spying case seriously.
From our point of view in the UK, we are a very resilient democracy, and we take threats to the functioning of our democracy very, very seriously. So I can't comment about the particular case in detail, except to say that we take all these incidents very seriously.
There's been a public outcry over the so-called American XL bully dog breed following an attack in Birmingham on Saturday that saw 3 people injured. An 11-year-old girl and 2 men were attacked, and the dog, a cross between an American Bulldog, British Bulldog and an American Pit Bull Terrier, is being held in secure kennels. Home Secretary Suella Braverman says she's seeking urgent advice on banning the breed, something that dog experts generally disagree with, instead calling for more focus on careless or dangerous owners. Stan Rawlinson is a dog behavioural expert, and he says this breed is a real issue.
I think the XL Bully is the most dangerous dog breed I've ever seen. It is hyper-reactive. It has an enhanced prey drive and a reactivity that's totally off the scale. There's something wrongly wired here.
Labour Shadow Home Secretary Yvette Cooper says the Dangerous Dogs Act has failed to have a positive impact.
We have to have much stronger action. It cannot continue. But I think it needs to be broader. We actually have to look at the whole legislation, review the legislation, because it's just not working.
The Commons Public Accounts Committee met on Monday afternoon to investigate the ongoing crisis with crumbling concrete in schools, hospitals and potentially airports. Senior civil servants from the Department of Education said that there will now be fortnightly updates on the schools affected, but were unable to provide detailed data on how many tests had been carried out or what the final number of schools affected might be. Dame Meg Hillier is the chair of the committee, and she says that failing to invest in programmes like schools are the root cause of the current crisis.
The bill is enormous, and I think this is the problem with lack of investment we've seen in other areas, that these chickens come home to roost. If you don't invest in physical buildings, you can have problems, and with buildings, when you have a problem with one school, you'll have a problem with a lot more.
General Secretary of the PCS Union Mark Sirwatka was disappointed with Education Minister Gillian Keegan's attempt to blame civil servants for the crisis.
When politicians pass the buck and blame public sector workers who can't speak for themselves, I think that's pretty shitty type of politics personally. It saps their morale, and actually it's the last thing you really should do if you want the civil service to try and work as cohesively as possible.
Winter is coming, as he used to say on that TV show, and that means it's time for a round of immunisations. The NHS has started a programme of booster shots for COVID and flu vaccines in care homes in England as signs emerge of a new and more transmissible COVID strain. The new variant is called BA2.86 or Parola, and it's causing more concern, as Dr. Susan Hopkins of the UK's Health Security Agency explained to BBC Breakfast. She says it's sensible to get vaccinated and be cautious.
The vaccines are safe. They've been administered to hundreds of millions of people on repeated occasions, and we're still saying that they're safe. And for those people who are being asked to take a vaccine, this vaccine prevents you from requiring hospitalisation in the vast majority of cases.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Scotland take on England and a new thriller from Amazon Prime.
Right after this. Welcome back.
We're in the middle of International Week as the Euro 2024 qualifiers continue. Monday night saw Wales travel to Latvia, where they picked up a much-needed 2-0 win. England and Scotland are in action on Tuesday, but with both teams top of their groups, it's a friendly game to celebrate 150 years of Scottish football rather than a qualifier. Scotland boss Steve Clarke says it'll be a good test for his players.
It's been 150 years in the making, so always good games, always competitive games. Modern era, certainly in my lifetime, England have probably moved a little bit further in front. We're trying to close the gap on them.
We've been starved of Hollywood glamour as the writer and actors strikes continue. These days, the only sightings of celebrities are when Timothée Chalamet is on a date or at a film festival. Funnily enough, the Toronto International Film Festival just got underway, with Elliot Page popped up to discuss his latest film called Close to You. He co-wrote the movie, which parallels his own life story, and he says it's all about connecting with people.
So much of this is about just connection, and what it means to be human, what it means to feel seen, and I imagine those themes on some level resonate with most people.
There's a new 6-part thriller on the way to Amazon Prime, and it looks amazing. It's called Wilderness, and it's a British show shot in the US featuring Jenna Coleman and Oliver Jackson Cohen. They seem to have the perfect married life until she starts to suspect he's a cheater. There are plenty of twists and turns as the story unfolds on a road trip through America's national parks, and let's just say it looks like a cliffhanger. It streams from September 15th.
If you'd have seen us, you'd have hated us. This perfect, happy couple. Charming husband, loving wife. Finally, I could just be me. That was my mistake.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
When you save on auto insurance for driving safe with USAA Safe Pilot, you'll feel like a big deal, even in a traffic jam. Save up to 30% with USAA Safe Pilot. Restrictions apply.